It started in a Burger King parking lot. I saw this man experiencing homelessness, just standing there by himself. I just felt like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to buy this gentleman a sandwich. I said, I got you a burger, some fries, and a Coke. He goes, I don't want it. Unfortunately, I've taken food from people and they've tainted it. So I did end up asking him. I just said, hey, man, while I'm out here, what do you need? Is there anything else I can get you? Kind of put his eyes down and he kind of brought him back up to me and he just goes, pray for me. I need prayer and I'm lonely. I don't know why, but that was powerful to me. Hello, my name is Andrew Smuskowitz, and welcome to the next episode of the Salvation from Destruction podcast. Today, my guest is my wife, Kelly, and co-founder now of our new nonprofit 501c3 organization, the Salvation Project. So I would like to welcome you to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. We have a lot to talk about in this episode. And we just want to talk about the new project that we started working on together. And you have been a tremendous help along the way. And I don't even know where to start.
I think it helps to start from the beginning. So probably going back to moving to Texas. That's briefly where it started, kind of searching for that next purpose, next mission. Especially with you, your profession and your purpose aligned, which isn't always the case. And for you, it did for decades. So when you retired from your profession in law enforcement, I think that kind of had you struggling to find your purpose as well, because you kind of had them intertwined a lot.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And when I retired, I kind of equate my older profession to like being like a sled dog. We need a purpose. We need a mission. We need a job. Otherwise, sometimes we get stir crazy. So it's hard to believe that we've been down here almost 3 years already.
Yeah. Most
A-
of the day.
but it's been an amazing and fun run so far living down here. To get back to it, I found a new career path down here, and that's fantastic.
Mhm.
But was still always looking for that purpose. So I just never felt that round peg for that round hole. And then, yeah, it was just weird how it did come to be. I tried again doing things my way and trying to figure things out, and it just wasn't working. So one day I just went to a knee, and again I just asked God to just kind of show me guidance and just show me my next purpose. And who would have thought that He would have showed me the way that He did show me?
Absolutely. Getting denied helping somebody.
Right? Exactly.
So tell me about that. So it started in a parking lot.
It did. It started in a Burger King parking lot. So I think I was going to get you and the kids a burger, and I was driving through the parking lot, and I saw this man experiencing homelessness, just standing there kind of by himself. And
And that's not the first time you saw him, right? I mean, we've seen that particular individual a few times.
yeah, quite a few times. And we just kind of made eye contact with each other. And as I drove around into the drive-through, I just felt like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to buy this gentleman a sandwich. So I bought the sandwich and pulled around out of the drive-through. I parked my car, and I wanted to park in a place specifically where he could see me approaching him. I didn't want to scare him. I didn't want to catch him off guard, because then immediately he's going to become defensive, and justifiably so. If someone caught either one of us off guard, we would both be nervous and kind of standoffish right away. I didn't want that. So he saw me coming, and I just approached him, and I just said, "Hey, bud, how you doing?" And he's like, "All right, not bad." I'd say, "Hey, man," I said, "I got you a burger, some fries, and a Coke." And he just goes, he put both of his hands up right away. He goes, "Hey, I don't want it." And I was like, "Okay, okay." And he just goes, "Listen," he goes, "No offense." He couldn't have been more cordial.
Mm.
He goes, "No offense. I'm not trying to offend you. Unfortunately, I've taken food from people and they've tainted it." And that just made my heart sad. I mean, it's like, here's this poor guy living on the streets, and people are still going to mess with his food and try to hurt him. And then I just said, "Okay, I guarantee you I didn't do anything to the food." And he goes, "Hey, I believe you, but I just cannot take the chance out here. I can't get sick. I have no health care out here." Who could blame him? I just felt bad for the guy. I just said, "Hey, man, while I'm out here, what do you need?" is there anything else I can get you? Because I mean, where we're at, I mean, there's multiple gas stations.
Like a
There's
strip mall with a bunch of stuff.
yeah, there's a Walmart. I could have went and got him anything. I mean, it's all within walking distance. So I just said, hey man, I go, is there anything else I can get you while I'm out here besides the sandwich? And he just kind of put his eyes down and he kind of brought him back up to me and he just goes, pray for me. I need prayer and I'm lonely. And that resonated with me. And we just kind of looked at each other for a second. As I was getting in the car, I stopped for a second and I kind of looked over the hood and I just said, hey man, I got you. I could definitely do that. Without a doubt, I could do that for you. And he just looked at me and he goes, thanks, brother. And he goes, just pray for me. And I'm like, that hit me, like a tidal wave.
Mhm.
And I don't know why, but that was powerful to me. So as I'm driving out of the parking lot and I'm going onto the main road, I felt like a heavy feeling in my heart. And I just felt this voice or this feeling, whatever you call it. And it just said, take care of my people. And I was like,
It's like a feeling on your heart.
yeah.
So.
I was like, well, okay, whatever. I didn't even give it a second thought. Again, shame on me. And I drove home and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching television and you weren't home for whatever reason. You were doing your thing that night. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching television and I feel the voice again. It says, take care of my people. And I'm just, again, perplexed. And for whatever reason, I just felt it on my heart to go on my phone and to Google homeless outreach centers in Houston, Texas. So I brought it up on my phone and I did just a swipe. I didn't pick the very first one that Google showed me. I just went almost kind of like a wheel, like a roulette wheel. And I swiped up and they were scrolling through and I just said, God, put me where you want me to be. And I stopped it. And it brought me to this one particular homeless outreach center and that me and the girls volunteer at now, a wonderful place with wonderful people are doing amazing things. And I said, okay. So I looked and it said, become a volunteer. So I filled out the application. And the next day I got an email saying, welcome, you've been approved, sign up. So I said, okay. So I think you came home, I talked to you about it and you're like, hey, wherever your heart leads you. So I'm like, okay. So I remember that next Saturday I filled out they have like different places that you could volunteer within that.
Different departments that you can.
Yes. Yes.
Food service, laundry service, shower service.
Shower service. Yep.
Check-in.
And I've done that before too, which is actually pretty cool. And so I got there. Oh, and then it's like, put me wherever you need me. Mm-hmm. That's another box that you could check. So I knew nothing about it. So I just said, hey, again, I just left it in God's hands. And I just said, hey, wherever you want me is where I'll be. So I checked that box. So I get down there and they couldn't have made the process more simple. I mean, you've been down there, just great people. So they're like, oh, we see that you checked the box wherever you're needed. So they're like, hey, do you mind working in the kitchen? I said, no, sir, wherever you need me. So I come walking in the kitchen and the first gentleman I meet is Chris. Okay. And Chris is just a wonderful, warm, caring individual. And I was the first one there. I'm always early. Everybody knows that. I'm probably way more early than I need.
What, about a half hour, 45 minutes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And he's got his music going, blaring in the kitchen, and he's getting stuff ready. He turns around. I just said, hey, how you doing? I'm Andy. I'm one of your volunteers for this morning. He's like, hey, welcome aboard. Shook my hand. And he goes, hey, sorry, no offense. He goes, I know you have a short haircut. He goes, but, we have to wear hairnets and we have to wear aprons. I go, hey, this is your house. I'll wear whatever you want me to wear. So he goes, hey, do you mind being on grit and oatmeal duty? I said, I will do whatever you want me to do. Now, I instantly felt anxiety because I knew now I have these two, I mean, you've done it, these two huge pots of grits and oatmeal. And I'm now cooking for, because I asked him, I said, how many people are we expecting?
150, 200 people?
Yeah, and up to 3, depending on the day of the week, the weather, the time of year, it could be close to 300 people. And now you and I both know that sometimes these meals, this is all that they get for days. So I'm like, man, it hit me. I'm like, I don't want to mess this up.
And
So
have you ever made grits in your life?
no, and I know I'm going to catch a
And they
lot of
weren't
heat.
like instant grits. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't like like or an instant anything. It was like the actual go through the process of making grits.
Right. And I have, sorry, I have people from the South. I'm not trying to offend, but yes, I did not know how to make grits. But again, Chris showing all his grace.
He made it with love.
He did, and
He doctored it up a little bit.
yep, he did. But I didn't want to mess it up because, that's where my anxiety came from because I'm making a huge part of this breakfast for these people. So as I'm cooking this stuff and the music's playing, I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, who would have thought over 3 years ago that I would have traded a pressed uniform with shine boots to now I'm wearing a hairnet and an apron, and I haven't been this fulfilled in
Mhm.
such a long time. I loved every minute of it. Not only that, I was singing, I was dancing by myself. Chris is off on the other side of the kitchen. He's kind of, bebopping around singing. All the other volunteers are coming in. It was like a party, and I was just laughing. And everybody is there for one mission, and that is to help.
Very true.
It doesn't matter your background, where you're from, what neighborhood you're from, what career you're in. It does not matter, and for those 3 hours that you're there, nothing matters other than those people that are waiting outside in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that. And I was able to prepare the meals. And towards the end of it, I had some downtime when everything's kind of closing up shop. And
Yeah.
I took a little while and I kind of walked out into the cafeteria where everybody was. And I'm just looking around and I'm just saying a prayer. And it's slowly but surely hitting me. I just took a minute to thank God for the blessings that we have. And I was able to walk around these people and just kind of pray and in my own heart and just kind of pray for them. But then I stopped at a particular table and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I go, hey, I said, can I ask you people a question? They're like, yeah, what's going on? How are you? I'm like, good. And the one thing that struck me right away was like how cheerful. You've seen it, how cheerful some of these people are and how grateful they are and how welcoming they are to us and to me. I'm just like, hey, and it kind of hit me. The light bulb kind of went on as I'm talking to these people. And I'm like, what are some of your biggest needs when you're living out on the streets? And at first, there was a table of 4 of them. They kind of just sat back and they're looking and going, they're kind of looking at each other and they're like, They're like, a lot of people want to give us like food, but it's not the right food. They want to give us a lot of candy. We're looking for sustenance. We're looking for things that are higher protein, things that are going to sustain us between meals. We could use water. We could use anything high protein, like the chicken and tuna packs, like the peanut butter crackers, granola bars, things that could sustain us that is healthy. Because a lot of us have diabetes, health issues. We can't do the sugar. We appreciate people giving us candy, and it's something because we know where their heart is, but it doesn't do anything for us. So I'm like, I'm starting to make notes in my phone. I say, okay, I'm like, okay, what about this? And what about that? Yeah,
So
yeah.
at that time, did you know this is what you wanted to do, or were you surveying it for a different purpose, or did you kind of have it on your heart that this is something you wanted to do?
It was almost like God was putting the flint to the kindling. And as I'm talking to these 4 people that were at this table, all of a sudden I turn and I pivot. There's like 4 or 5 people behind me that just joined in the conversation. I'm like in the middle of this circle. And they're like, wait, what are you guys talking about? And I just said, hey, I'm just asking, the question, what do you guys need out here? And I said, this is what I have so far. Because I started writing down on my phone in the notes section from the people that were telling me the other thing. And they're like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. That would be great. Anything high protein, just no candy. But they're like, just something that has sustenance because we could go days without eating, especially when the outreach center that they're going to could be closed for a couple of days, especially on holidays and whatnot. So at that point, all of a sudden the fire got lit. And I remember driving home, and I haven't felt that excited since I started going to Henry's Horse and Human Sanctuary. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and that kitchen gets hot.
Sure.
That kitchen gets hot. And I went out in January, and it was like how it is when we go. And I remember I'm sweating, and those pots get hot and everything else like that. So I remember I'm driving home, and I couldn't wait to get home to tell you about it. And I remember I get home, and you're like, "Hey, how was it?" And I was telling you like how excited I was, and this is what I learned, and this is what people need. And I will never forget. And you have such an uncanny, awesome way of just kind of sitting back and letting me talk, but your wheels are automatically going. And that's one of the things, one of many things that I love about you, is that I could already see in your eyes that your wheels are moving as as I'm talking. And you just kind of just shifted your body weight, and you just kind of go, "Why don't you start a nonprofit to help these people?" And I go, "What?" Because I'm like, what do I know? What do you know about starting a nonprofit?
Nothing.
Nothing. Zero. It was a pipe dream, an absolute pipe dream. I'm like, there's no way. There's-
But coming from moving 1,100 miles from where you were born and raised, leaving everything, careers,
Hmm?
everything behind, you did that. So nothing's impossible. I mean, and you made it work effortlessly. Well, appear effortlessly.
Well, we both did.
So I feel like starting a nonprofit, you're going to make mistakes, but you'll
Well,
grow from it.
well, every mistake that we've ever made, how about it?
Mhm.
Over our lives together, we've been together, together 27 years. And it's crazy to think all the mistakes that we've made and we've overcome, and we've learned so many valuable lessons from them. But again, it's that whatever it is, that self-doubt, whether it be the devil himself trying to put that self-doubt or trying to sabotage right out of the gate. Because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, there's no way. Like, I don't know anything about starting a nonprofit. I don't even know where to begin.
You know, Donna.
So we talked about it a couple more times, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I was praying about it, like, if this is meant to be, put the right people in our lives
Mhm.
that will help facilitate this, and take the people that you don't want in our lives, take those out, and open the doors and close the doors that to make this happen, whatever that looks like. I'm in, because if it's from you, this is going to be a fantastic thing. What was right smack dab in front of us? Donna Stedman. She was a guest on episode 3. She was the founder of Henry's Horse and Human Sanctuary.
And just an amazing person.
There's no words to
No,
describe her.
you described before I met her. You described her. You're like, there's just something about her aura, just being around her. And then you meet her and you instantly want to give her a hug. You just want to be around her. Everything about her
Mhm.
is good.
And she has this light.
Mm.
Again, unless you're around her, the people who know her know. Okay. And she is the light in the darkness in every which way imaginable. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, she has her own projects that she's
Big
working.
projects. Yeah.
Huge projects. She is onto some amazing and wonderful things, and I am so proud and happy for her.
Mhm.
And she's gonna knock it out of the park without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And I know every time I've called her for anything, she's always picked up the phone on like the second ring. And I don't think there's ever been more than 2 minutes between text messages. If I send her a text message, you know what I mean? No matter what she's doing, I know she's busy. So I go, "Hey, do you have a second to talk?" And again, 2 minutes. "Yeah, what do you got? What's going on?" I just said, "Hey," I go, "this might sound crazy." And I told her, "Hey, you know what? Kelly and I have been talking." And I just said, "We're thinking about possibly starting a nonprofit for helping the homeless community." I said, "But we know nothing about starting it. We know nothing about any of the paperwork to start. We know nothing about running one. We know nothing." And Within like a minute, you could see like the 3 bubbles on the bottom of the
Mm.
text. She's like, "I'll be over tomorrow." I text her back. I go, "Wait, what? I don't even know what I'm doing 5 minutes from now, let alone tomorrow." She's like, "What time do you get home from work?" And I told her. She's like, "I'll be there." She almost beat me here. And not only did she come in and sit with us, she dummy proofed the whole process.
She was very kind. Could not have done it without her, hands down. It's definitely not as smoothly as she gave us all the, "You need to make sure you do this. Do not do this. Make sure you make it very clear." And I think it was helpful that she started it by just a conversation with us. She's like, "I wanna know your why." And I think it was
Mhm,
kind of making sure that we were in it for the right reasons too, and then tell me a little bit about it. And as we were talking, the more we were telling her about it, then the more information that she was sharing, and then, you want her approval. It's like you want that, like, knock 3 times if I'm on the right path. You want that, like, unless you don't think this is a good idea. And she was just at the end when she was like, "I think this is a wonderful thing." And it was just like that, all right. Because the people that you respect, you want that, constructive criticism, good, bad, and different. She's like, "No, this is a horrible idea. You're in over your head," which obviously we were in over our head,
mhm.
but kind of taking our hands and guiding us along the process, and 40-page application and 5 different websites later. And she made it, take what, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? She kind of made it more manageable. You just do this. After you do this step, then we'll do the next step. After the next step, then worry about the third step. Because we started just asking questions that were 5, 10 steps ahead. And she kind of reined us
I
in.
was just gonna say she
Just fill this out. This is 40 pages. That'll keep you busy. Fill this out. After that, after it's approved, because it may not get approved. If it's not approved, then just worry about getting it approved, or you're going to have to pivot some things,
Mhm,
restructure. And if it's approved, then go to the next step. So
mhm,
it was kind of nice getting that. You're excited, so you want to start
mhm.
running, but also you don't know where you're running to. So
That's a very good analogy too. And how many times did I text her or you had a question and you're like, "Hey, do you mind asking Donna?" And there were times where I texted
I
her.
didn't even understand some of the questions, like what they were asking for. Like, what do I think you mean? IRS language. This is what I think you mean. But again, if I submit it and it's wrong, or you submit it and it's wrong, it's going to delay things.
Right.
May get it denied because we answered something that we thought, or is it really what we're
Mhm,
assuming that question means? Getting that clarification
mhm.
of, this is a question. This is how I'm going to answer it. Does that sound correct, or do you think I need to give more information?
And she was fantastic. Within minutes, she would get right back to us, and just the words of encouragement along the way, and again, kudos to you for just,
Don't do anything.
but you sat down and,
I was the secretary. But
I a little bit more than that, I mean,
secretary.
you sat down with that 40-page IRS document, and you knocked it out of the park as well, and there were things that you're looking at me and you're like, "I have no idea," and I'm like, "I have no idea," and at the time, Donna went out.
Traveling and
Yeah, she's traveling for her project and family things, and I didn't wanna bother her, and we just kinda threw it up to God, and we're like, "We think it's this," and lo and behold, again, by God's grace, we got it back and we got it approved, and that was astonishing to me, just that it there
you
were
made
no.
it real.
Yeah, it made it real, and then the first step was, again, getting it approved through the state of Texas. We got that, and then once we got that, and then we had to get it approved through the IRS, and then we got that, and then it was just it's like, "Holy Toledo, now what?" And again, it's like that once we got approved, and it's like, "Okay, now this is coming to fruition now. This is actually happening." And then we kinda hit a little bit of a lull because here we go again. We didn't know how to build a website. We didn't know what we were doing. We tried to outsource it, and it was just extremely expensive, and I just remember you saying, "Hey, go get me the laptop," and said, "Okay," and you spent what, 5, 6 hours the first day, and it took you 3 full days and a lot of iced coffees and candy to keep you calm, and
I don't think it was calm.
I think that's where the iced coffees, and the snacks came in, and, but w you did the website, and
I mean, it was pretty basic, but
but
that's my skill set for this stuff. My skill set is not fancy at all. I have no idea what I'm doing.
no, but again, but you
It
did
was
it.
nice because in the meantime, we went to Aldi and started buying, like, you had a vision of what you wanted in the packs.
Mhm,
I think even that we were kinda trying to figure out what is it that your vision is, so I would start adding things to the cart. As I was adding things to the cart, you're like, "Take that out of the cart." And it was basically anything that was individually wrapped, I was adding to the cart. Like, "Well,
right,
they need this. They need this too. They did this too." And you're like, "No, I have it very distinct what I think." You know, I'm like, "Okay." So
yeah,
then taking it out of the cart and you putting what we use now, but going to Aldi, getting stuff, and then packing it up, going driving around Houston.
mhm. The guy at Aldi must have thought that we were crazy, because I think we bought him out of almost all the chicken, all the tuna, the packs of chicken and tuna, and I think the little drink packs, all the peanut butter crackers, and we came home, and you, me, and the kids, we put them together, and, we had enough for, like, around, like, 30 packs at the time.
The first time, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember we drove down to Houston, and there was a ball game going on,
Astros game.
so it was the parking was hard to find, so we went around the center where we volunteer, because we know that a lot of people live out
Well,
there.
yeah, you know that there's a lot of people in a short proximity of that location
Right.
that
Right. So I remember I'm just like, "Here, pull over here." And I just getting out on foot. And as I walk up to people, I wanted them to see me first. I didn't wanna come up from behind them. I didn't wanna scare them. But I just come walking up to them, and I'm just like, "Hey, this is what my family and I are doing. I got some snack packs." And the looks on their faces were just a sense of relief, a sense of gratitude. And
well, the day we delivered was a Sunday, and the outreach center doesn't serve food on they're not open to them.
yeah,
I don't
on
know if they
Sunday.
are open at all, but they don't serve food on Sundays.
Correct.
So,
And it was hot. I mean, I remember what was it, in the upper 80s, low 90s that day, and I just remember, like, handing out the packs and like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And they're like, "Oh, this is fantastic." Can you imagine that? Again, people living on the street trying to be polite.
look at the outreach center.
Right. I
They're so polite.
they're so polite, and they're so gracious. Some of them, while they're coming through the food line, "Hey, how are you?" "Blessed." And they're dancing. Some of them are dancing and singing. Yeah,
They're in a very good mood,
right.
very polite.
Very gracious. Carrying rosaries and, "Hey, how you doing?" At least a quarter of them say blessed.
I mean, a lot of them. I mean, just every thank you and,
Mhm,
when you're serving them saying, "God bless you." Just being very grateful
mhm,
and just it's interesting going to the outreach center that you have people that live on the street and where people live in their cars. They have full-time jobs. They just don't have a home. They live in motels. They live in tents. But they have jobs and their kids go to daycares. Their kids go to schools. And I think it's very enlightening. And I think for myself and the girls, where I think it can happen to anybody. It's just in hearing the stories and you where your heart breaks for them. You're just a byproduct of circumstances. Nothing that somebody would have did, it's unfortunate a layoff or something, and there
mhm.
wasn't any type of nest egg. And 2, 3 months later, their world got flipped upside down. And it's just like trying to get back up. And it was always that thing of being grateful and
Yeah,
asking. And even with we see the same people a
mhm.
lot where they're asking if they can help. Like
Right?
here, it's just amazing the heart of a lot of people. So you have the people that, yes, are unfortunately taken advantage or preying on vulnerable, but you also have so many people have such a good heart.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, especially that one woman. She lives in a car with her 2 kids, and we've seen her at the outreach center, and we've given her packs, and she approached us, and she's like, "Listen, I have access to a food bank. I could take from the food bank and bring it to you and help you." And she's like, "If there's any
You
way,
appreciate that.
I don't wanna take from a food bank to put in our." I
No.
said, "That's not what this is about." And I said, "But thank you so much." And that's what is so humbling, and there is a big misconception that all the people that are out there, they either have mental health issues or they have substance abuse issues. Yeah, that happens, and that doesn't diminish anything
That agreed with anything though, but also there's so many people
that are not,
that
and it's just bad luck. Like you just touched on, it's just a job loss. They don't have any family. There was one gentleman that I was talking to. He's like, "Yeah, I was making well into the six figures. I was never married. I never had any kids. I was an only child. My parents passed away, and I have nobody, and I cannot get another job. And I lost my house. Now I'm just living on the streets." And what's so scary, like you said, that could be any one of us at any time. And it just really makes you take a step back, thank God for what you have.
mm,
And it's like when, God saved us, when we came to Christ, when we decided to give our lives to Christ. And it's like what he's done for us and what he's done for all of humanity. We just wanted to give back. That's
mm,
it. And the beautiful thing about this nonprofit that we started is we're not taking a salary. Nobody is
yeah,
taking a
it's
salary.
100% volunteer.
It's 100% volunteer. So 100% of what is donated, whether it be the actual products, because we do have an Amazon wish list on the website, which is www.thesalvationproject.org. But salvation is spelled SLVTN. So www.thesalvtnproject.org. And there is a Amazon wish list on there. Everything that you donate goes right back out. So we like to look at ourselves as the middlemen between God and the people.
The distributors. But unfortunately, we appreciate the donations from Amazon, but it is a blind donation. Amazon protects the purchaser, all their information, so we don't know if somebody donates the product. We want
Yes.
to thank people, and there's no way to thank them. And that's unless somebody were to tell us, which we've had people
Mhm.
reach out and tell us, and we're able to because you want to give that thank you. And I know people don't do it for a thank you, but we understand that if somebody's donating their hard-earned money for this, I want to be able to say thank you. So with the Amazon wish list, I just put on there, thank you for your donation on the website because unfortunately, once they donate, we don't know who we get the packages and thank you for the packages, but we
Yes.
don't know who sent them. It's truly a blind donation on our end. We can't see it.
But we are so grateful, and Kelly and I want to express this. We are so grateful for any monetary donation, any product donation. It's crazy because when did we go live? Monday afternoon, and I think Tuesday morning. About what was it like? I already left for work, but
Before 6:30.
we already got our first package, Amazon package. It filled our hearts, and
Absolutely.
it was so humbling. And they've been coming in ever since,
Yeah.
and it's just fantastic to see. So all of you, just thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
The first thing we're going to do with these donations we've got this week is we're going to go back to the outreach center next Saturday
The 27th.
and set up a table and hand them out because one of the things when Chris had, I think it was sandwiches or something, bagged lunches for people, and they ran out. And that was something everybody's walking up trying to like, I didn't understand. I knew that you and Chris were doing something, but I didn't know what you were doing. I thought there was like a rush to come get more food through the cafeteria line. I didn't know that you were handing out stuff. And all of a sudden everybody's walking, but nobody's walking to us. They're walking right to
Mhm.
you, and then they're leaving and turning around. And you kind of were checking in like you were marking off the people. Like, well, are you denying everybody? What are you doing? Because they're walking pretty briskly up to you, and
Right.
then they're turning around. I don't see what they're holding. I just see them all walking away. I'm like, what is Andy saying? What's he doing over there?
But what Chris ended up doing is he made it, like you said, he ended up making bag lunches. You couldn't see it from the angle that you were
Mm.
at, and this was in addition to the lunches that were being
Like
served, and
the
this is
hot food. It was like a bag
a
lunch.
sandwich.
Yeah.
It was a sandwich and a bag of chips that they could take with them when they leave, that they would have a little bit of something, and they went, like, instantly, and then we ran out, and that's where we had to turn people away, which, again, broke our heart.
Kind of solidified it though too, didn't
100.
it? That
Yep.
there's a need. And when we were handing out the packs the last time, we saw people as they're driving away, already eating the stuff that
Yeah,
you handed them. So, I mean, that's
exactly.
makes you feel happy.
It does. It does. And our intention is to be completely transparent with everything that we do. And we want to show all of you what we're doing and our progress and where your hard earned dollars and are going and all the goods that you send us.
So we're currently based in the greater Houston area and we're distributing care packs throughout the state of Texas with a goal of expanding to other regions based on resources and availability. If you have a location that you would like the Salvation Project to distribute care packs, please visit our website and click the Contact Us button and tell us the location where you'd like to see care packs distributed, or you can go to one of our social media pages and let us know that way.
So please also as well follow us on our social media, on our Facebook page, the Salvation Project, and on Instagram. We're going to post pictures, we're going to post videos so you could actually see what we're doing. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out on our website and you can send us an email directly. And just to give everybody a little background on actually what is in the packs, you want to go ahead and
Beef sticks, chicken salad, tuna
tuna.
salad, pouches and actual cups that have like the crackers with them. There's Pop Tarts, granola bars, protein bars,
Yep.
like drink packets to flavor water, like Crystal Light and Kool Aid.
Yep.
We have applesauce and a fruit bar.
So all the items that we're donating, you could see on the Amazon wish list. So that those are everything that we're putting in the
Mm,
packs. Anything that anybody could donate, again, we appreciate you and we thank you